guys, welcome back to another episode of Formers Friday. Now today we're going to be talking about a custom transformer that I had made recently, but before we get to the transformer, how about a little bit of background information as to why I got this custom made. Those of you who know me know that I like weird and wacky stuff, and one of the weirdest, wackiest things ever was Disco Skeletor from the He-Man line that came out in the early 2000s. And once I saw that Disco Skeletor, I was in love with Disco Skeletor, and I started a collection of customs for Disco Skeletor. Let's take a quick look here. You can see that I actually have a handful of these figures that have been disco-sized, I guess is the term to use. For instance, starting here, we've got Disco Battle Armor He-Man. You can take a look at him and see that he's got those nice Disco Skeletor colors. We've got Toothless Disco Skeletor that came out of that Robot Chicken San Diego Comic-Con pack. Pretty happy with that one. Let's see, we've got a Skeletor Micro Bust that I had customized into a Disco Skeletor look. We've got the Vintage Skeletor that has been turned into a Disco Skeletor. Here we've got the original Masters of the Universe Classics turned into a Disco Skeletor. You probably saw the video on this one on Pop Culture Network a couple years back. And yep, sure enough, that's my figure. And finally, you can see the original. This is the guy that inspired it all, Disco Skeletor from that He-Man line. It's weird, it's funky, the colors are outrageous, it's gold, it's metallic purple, it's bright day-glow orange. I love it, because it's just so bizarre and crazy. So, one day, I'm flipping through some old Transformers, collector's magazines and guidebooks, whatever, and I happened to find listed a fan-colored Optimus Prime. Here's a picture of it here. You can see this was a contest where a little kid in Japan actually colored an Optimus Prime, and his picture was chosen, and so they custom made an Optimus Prime with this kid's funky color scheme. So I see this, and I think I would like to have one of these funky looking things. But of course, they cost thousands of dollars. There were only 5 of them made. So I turned to a friend of mine, Kevin Walsh. And you can see there's his URL right there. He makes some custom figures. And I asked him if he'd ever done Transformers, and he'd never done a Transformers before. But he was willing to give it a try. He's done lots of other figures, but not Transformers. So, I go online, I find the exact same toy that was used to make the original giveaway in those crazy colors, and I sent it to him, and I said, you don't have to follow this layout exactly, but that's kind of the blueprint to start from, and then go from there. And so from there, he gave me this. This is the Robot Masters Generation 1 Convoy in my, what I'm calling, the Disco theme. You can see that a lot of the same colors that are used in the Disco Skeletor look have been used in this Optimus Prime. You've got that goldish orange color, that metallic whatever, you got the metallic blue. You've also got some other funky colors that come from that original drawing. Now, he did go nuts with it, because I didn't want anyone to think that I was making a counterfeit of a hard-to-find Transformer. I didn't want it to look like I was trying to make something to rip someone off down the line. So we used that original look as the base. We found the original toy, which did have that classic G1 color scheme, and then we just completely went nuts. So, what do you say we take them out of the package and we take a look? Now, here you can see who I'm calling Disco Optimus Prime out of the package in his full glory. And again, I told Kevin to just kind of go nuts with it. I wanted him, as the artist, to have some freedom with the colors, to do what he wanted to do with it, to make it look what he thought would look better. So, for instance, you can see that the head is a little bit different than that original picture, because he put a little more red into it, changed up some of the colors on the hips there. He just wanted it to look cool. It's still going to look funky. It's still going to have that aesthetic of being a weird type of thing that I enjoy, but I let him have free reign to do his thing. That's one of the things, I know a lot of guys that make customs out there, one of the things that you do is try to make it to the specifications of the customer. They ask for something special and you try to give them exactly what they want. But I myself, as an artist who went to college for fine arts, I understand how much freedom you want to have when you're doing something like this, and how much better the finished product looks when you're allowed to put some of your own love into it and some of your own ideas. So again, I told him just go nuts and do his own look for it. Now, one thing I will point out is that there was a slight accident. This toy is very small. They are somewhat cheaply made. This is not as high quality as the original G1 figure. This thing is plastic. Now, this is an actual bona fide Robot Masters Transformer. I do have a knockoff that is made of this same mold. It's bigger in size and the plastic is flimsier. But even having said that, this is still very loose and flimsy. And there was a slight accident. If you look in here, you can see there's a screw holding the top and bottom together because it did snap apart when he was working on it. And he apologized and he was ready, to buy one himself to replace it and whatever. And I was like, no, that's fine. You're doing something nice for me. It's not that big of a deal. So he figured out how to put the screw in there to make it work. And I'm more than happy because, really, it's a display piece more than a play piece. And so it is something that is going to mostly sit on a shelf to be played with. Now, he even went a step further and painted the weapons a different color to kind of go with the aesthetic. And so I love this blue, or this purple blaster. This, the classic G1 blaster in purple with some gold accent. I love it. And then even the axe that goes in the hand, he put some extra love and care into, and he even put a little rhinestone piece on there. Not sure exactly why, but nonetheless, there it is. Now this, and he put one on the end of the rifle. Didn't notice that before, and I just knocked it off, put it back in place. So he put a shiny little rhinestone at the end. So really, when I'm going to display it, it's just going to be on my shelf as like a funky Disco Optimus Prime that I can show off as part of my Disco collection. Now, he says it can transform. It still has the ability to transform. With as weak as it is, and with as much paint as there is on there, I'm kind of afraid to do it because I'm afraid of scraping it up or possibly breaking it. But this is Formers Friday. And this is the Pop Culture Network. So I'm going to go ahead and try to use the magic of video editing and get this guy to transform. Let's see if I'm successful. Whew, did it. All right. That was a little scary a couple times. I thought I was about to snap it apart there. But now you can see that those funky-ass colors are still there. And it's still, it has that shape, that look of the G1 Optimus Prime, but of course it's got that Robot Masters, that anniversary look. I remember a 2-pack that was Optimus Prime and Megatron that had a very similar transformation to this. When he's in the cab mode, it's not the best looking cab mode, but at least it's square. It's a snub-nosed cab, so at least it got that much right. But I just love that green, that orange, the blue. He even painted the windows with some red there. And he said he had a problem with the front windows, and he was again willing to wipe it all off and start over. And I was like, no, it's fine. I think it looks great. I mean, aesthetically speaking, this is one of the goofiest, craziest looking Transformers. One of the best bizarre color variations I've ever seen on a Transformer. And so when it comes to, making a custom and just making your own kind of crazy design, I think this is great. So again, I want to thank Kevin Walsh for making this custom. I bought him some supplies. I bought him a new bicycle tire. Sold him my baby just to get this Transformer. So thanks, Kevin, for making a great deal on putting this together. Thanks for experimenting on trying a Transformer for the first time. I just love it. I love everything about it. I'm going to keep this toy in my collection for years and years to come. I don't know if I can get that in there without scraping a bunch of paint off. Oh, or I can just, oh, okay. Not too bad. Nothing broke. Nothing broke. False alarm. All right, guys. All right. Well, anyway, guys, that's going to do it. You know what? I'll throw in, for comparison here. Here is Disco Skeletor in his colors. And here is my Optimus Prime. And you can see that these really are cousins. If they ever do a Transformers Masters of the Universe crossover, it better have some better have a Disco Skeletor and Disco Optimus Prime going head to head, because that's really the battle that I want to see. Okay, alright guys, again, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to go to popculturenetwork.com, check out more reviews, more stuff on toys, video games. We've got some new columns. We've got some new we've got a new podcast coming. So make sure you guys check out all of that stuff that's coming along. Don't forget to go to jointheforums.com, the official forums of the Pop Culture Network, and there you can talk to all the other people that enjoy comics, video games, and whatnots. If you want to ask me any follow-up questions, you got your own Disco Skeletor or Disco Optimus Prime collection, then feel free to find me on Twitter at @PCN_dirt, and you can also call our 24-hour voicemail line. It's area code 217-953-4025. That's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.